right, guys. Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. We got your favorite host, Andrade, and yours truly, Erwin. We got a couple topics for the NBA season. I know you guys are gonna love it. The NBA season is pretty young, and speaking about young, we got some young studs that right now are killing it in the association,
Making some noise.
surprising some people. Those players that I
Us
had in
included.
mind are Kendrick Nunn and Tyler Hero. Are they the real deal,
Buckets.
or are they pretenders? Andrade, what's your take?
All right. Whether they're the real deal or not, for both of them, I'm gonna say, in my honest opinion, I do believe they're the real deal.
Okay.
And I'm trying to make this as objective as possible. Like we've mentioned before from the 305, we're Heat fans. But besides that, like, yeah, they're killing on the Heat. I think they're the real deal because of. All right, let me start with Kendrick.
Okay.
One, love his name because it reminds me of Kendrick Lamar. Like low key, I feel like a lot of people are gonna feel that way.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
And then two, his game is dope. Like it's not just he can do everything. Like he can cut, he can shoot, he can play D. And another thing that a lot of people may be unaware of is, yes, he's a rookie, but he's a 24-year-old rookie.
Mature.
And exactly, like with great age comes greater wisdom, and I think you can kind of see it in his game. He's patient, and that's great for the Heat culture too, because if you know your role in the Heat organization, they know how to make the most out of you if you listen, and then if you listen, they'll also bring the best out of you. And I think that's what we're seeing with Kendrick Nunn. And just to run it off the bat, these are his season stats so far. These are just with a couple early games in. 46% field goal percentage, 36.5, so basically 37% 3-point. 50 percentage, free throw percentage is 86. Points per game is 16.6, basically 17. 2.2 rebounds, 2.6 assists, and 0.3 blocks, which is nothing. He's 6'2", decent height, 190 pounds, and 24 years old. And he's from Oakland. And another thing I'll bring up is maybe that Oakland background could be a reason for his attitude. We see it in Dame kind of. And it's just that's how I feel about it. Like that's why I believe he's the real. It's just his head, his mindset seems on like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Not only that, but Kendrick Nunn is undrafted, so you better believe.
That's what yeah.
He's got that chip.
Exactly. I was gonna tie it back in that. Like even with his age, like he's been trying to get into the league for a minute now. He was on the Warriors before, and then he went into the G League before he got put onto the Heat. And a great thing about a lot of undrafted players is that when they got something to prove and they actually start proving it themselves, they can keep doing it because they've put that hard work in to show up when the time comes and when they're given the opportunity. And he's been given the opportunity on the Heat this year, and he's been able to prove it. Now jumping to the other side, Tyler, who's much younger, a kid who was actually born in the 2000s.
Man.
Right? Only 19 years old, turning 20 during the season. All right, off the bat, he's got 42% field goal percentage, 37 off the 3-point, 83 off free throw, 13 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, and he's 6'5", which is a great height for a shooting guard or point guard if he moves there.
It's not bad.
Yeah, and 195 pounds for 6'5", so that's a good body, good template to have. And with Tyler, man, and I'll probably post a tweet here when I talked about him because I tweeted in July, I believe it was. I said Tyler Hero is going to be an NBA superstar. And the reason I did it was I'm not just trying to call it out early just to call it.
But you heard it here first.
Exactly. When I saw the way he played, the way he approaches the game during summer league and even in college, and I saw with Levine back when I watched his highlights, like before he became Levine after the dunk contest, his game is smooth, bro. His game is smooth. He plays with patience. He controls the ball. Like, he's only 19, but he doesn't play like a 19-year-old. It makes no sense. He plays with, like, I don't want to say a veteran presence, but like you go like with some veteran expertise. Like he's patient. He doesn't do crazy dumb passes a lot. He doesn't just shoot off the ball just to shoot. Like, he waits to find that right shots.
Does.
And he knows when to cut. He knows when not to how do you say it? Like, he doesn't succumb under pressure too much where he's just like, oh, I have to score. Like, he'll give the ball away which is huge for a rookie to be aware of. You know,
His basketball IQ is impressive.
yes, there you go. He's got pretty good basketball IQ, especially for just being a rookie and at the age that he's at. And off that is his off the court confidence and swag, man. Like, that's something I brought up. I'll probably put the comment here when somebody was asking. That goes a long way with athletes. If an athlete is confident off the court as much as he is on the court, he helps bring that in on the court. And especially for someone who could be potentially Miami's next superstar, that's important to have if you want to be a big superstar. Like Dan Marino, Dwayne Wade, like they both had not just great on-field performance, but they had this off-field persona that like people gravitate to. And if you want to be a persona, like a star for a big city like New York, LA, Chicago, Miami, you gotta have that extra oomph. And I think he actually has it, and he'll continue developing it as with age. And then I ultimately, bro, Butler I think is gonna help bring it out, both of them in a very good way. And also I think Kendrick and Tyler kind of, I don't know, I kind of see it. I don't see it too much, but I kind of see where they'll play off each other, and I feel like they'll look out for each other. And the fact that there's this significant age difference, but nothing too crazy, I feel like Kendrick will look out for Tyler. Like, hey man, we're both rookies, but we're both gonna earn our spot, like a permanent spot on this team.
Got that right.
So how do you feel about them? You think they're the real deal or not? Or you think one's the real deal and one's not?
My take is we'll see.
True.
The NBA season is very young. One thing that caught my attention about Kendrick Nunn is you probably saw this. I think I saw this in the Bleacher Report. We finished first 5 games, and we already got past that. Kendrick Nunn has scored the most points for an undrafted rookie.
Oh yeah.
And not only that, but for the Miami Heat rookie, and just for any player, scratch that. Not for a rookie, for their first 5 games in a Miami Heat, uniform. And let me tell you, the Miami Heat, they have some pretty good players.
Yeah, you already know.
D Wade, Chris Bosh, King James himself a little while back.
Lonzo,
Shaquille, Tim Hardaway. They have some guys that can ball, straight up ball. So
Mario Chalmers.
Hey, you know what? Hey, he was clutch.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be
We
able
always
to win.
got love for you, Chalmers.
Exactly. But to get back on that, that's some pretty good company to be around.
Yeah.
And back to what I alluded earlier, with Kendrick Nunn, he's an undrafted rookie. He definitely has that chip on his shoulder. That he wants to make his stamp in the association, show that he belongs, and it's clearly showing. The Heat are not gonna be, Eric Spoelstra is not gonna be that type of coach that's gonna give minutes to anybody. You gotta earn it in practice.
That's true, and he's giving them both a good amount of minutes.
Exactly. So that means Kendrick Nunn, he's pulling it off in practice. The guy has worked hard, and obviously the stats are showing it. Right now, early on
believes in them, it's like. It says a lot.
Yeah, the pedigree that the Miami Heat has, not only as an organization, but Spoelstra's pedigree as a head coach. It's gonna be fine. Tyler Herro, I'm actually gonna be more excited about. And one disclaimer I do want to say is they are rookies. They're gonna hit rookie walls. They're gonna have slumps. So it's not always gonna look
it's gonna
pretty.
Be up and down. Exactly.
But Tyler Herro, I'm really excited about. I think Tyler Herro, now I'm starting to see, why, that ceiling of Klay Thompson, is coming up for him. Klay Thompson is 6'7", Tyler Herro is 6'5". They're right there.
Yeah.
Both of them are wet as hell, wet as fuck from the threes. You could put Kendrick. He kind of, Tyler kind of has almost like Steph Curry range when it comes to threes.
Yeah, and he can keep developing that over the years.
And not only that, but just like Klay Thompson, he's in the right culture in the sense that the Miami Heat, throughout their whole history, it's been defense first. I
was gonna say with that Klay comparison, I forgot to bring that up.
And Tyler Herro, possibly, I wouldn't say superstar, but he could be. I could see him being maybe your second best player,
like a perennial all-star,
multi all-star. Your second best player, third best player that not only can light it up, but he can defend your best player as well.
At least a good, solid two-way player.
A two-way player, a solid two-way player.
Highlight from the Suns game when he did it on Booker, he stripped him. For the layup. That was a nice conversion.
No, and speaking of Booker's one of the players that he idolizes. His game on. So I'm pretty excited for Tyler Herro. It's still an early season. We got to temper the expectations a little bit. These guys are rookies. but I'm definitely excited. You
But
know,
in your expectation, then you think they're the real deal?
I think they're the real. I
Like
think
right now,
I think they're the real deal in the sense that they're not bust.
you don't think they'll be bust?
I don't think they're gonna be bust. That's what
Same.
that's what I think. Are they gonna be superstars? Way too early to tell.
Yo,
But
remember this. Andrade's telling you right now. I genuinely believe Tyler's gonna be a superstar. Watch.
I think okay. To be honest, I think his floor is. I think Tyler Hero is a
Oh,
better.
like his ceiling.
Like no, his ceiling is Klay Thompson.
Oh, okay.
That's what I see his ceiling. His floor, I see him as a better version of Mike Miller.
Okay, that's not
That-
bad. Okay, I remember we talked about this.
I did see that. And Kendrick Nunn, way too early to tell right now, but
Yeah,
I
'cause
do.
he came out of nowhere.
He came out of nowhere, but I like Kendrick Nunn. You know, I think he'll be right now as he is. He's a rotation player for a possible Eastern Conference contender.
We'll really see how they do after like All-Star Christmas games, like around that time period moving forward.
Exactly. That's when like the NBA season starts for real.
Yeah, and people got more tape on them, you know, all that good stuff.
Because right now these guys are blowing up, especially Kendrick Nunn, because nobody, like you said, they came out of nowhere. Wait till like defenses get video tape on them and they adjust.
Yeah, and some teams already played against them, so then they next games, they already know kind of what to expect. So if they can adapt to that,
I want to see what happens. But the Miami Heat, they have the culture in place for them to get around
most
that.
definitely, yes,
Absolutely.
and
So
to develop them.
I'm pretty excited about that. But speaking about these two guys, they play for the Miami Heat. And the Miami Heat, they've been off to a great start.
Yes, making some noise.
Making some noise.
And it's been a while since they've made this kind of noise. Been at least a few years.
It's been a minute. It's probably ever since LeBron donned that number 6 jersey for the Miami Heat.
Yeah, the good days. Good old days.
Hey, we might have some better days ahead. Some good days ahead.
Woo! Yeah, for sure. Good day. I don't know about better days.
But
how many times can you say you had one of the greatest players of all time on your team?
But you know what? They got a pretty good squad. But what I want to allude to is